Hey there, Sensei Mish here. It's Monday, and if you know what that means that this is Mondays with Sensei Mish. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. You can get me every Monday with with episodes like this, and then of course I have Kyusho Corner and Dojo Cast that you can catch as well. So if you want to know anytime I upload a new video, hit the little bell, and that will notify you that something new is up and ready to view. Now, for today's episode, I was going through some video. Not that I lost the video, but it was just, I shot it and just kind of put it aside for future use. Wasn't sure exactly when I was going to use it, but it's video of me and Grandmaster Bram. We shot it back in July of 18, so just a few months ago. Anyway, so he was out here in Vancouver for his birthday, his 65th. We did a big instructor camp. It was lots and lots of fun. So now we're doing a camp or a seminar every single year on or around his birthday. So if you're interested in that, just go to bramsbirthdaybash.com. I'll put the link down in the comments. Now, back to today's video. This video is, it's Bram with sticks. Not something you see a lot. Grandmaster Bram Frank is a knife guy. And of course, he did start in sticks. He studied modern nis as one of his primary stick arts. But he's just kind of sharing body movement when it comes to Sinawali, which is a nice little drill that you can do. So why don't you sit back, enjoy, maybe even get out some sticks with your buddies and play a little bit. So, take a look.
Hi, I'm Bram Frank, and what I'm going to do is something I haven't done in a long time, which is sticks. I know, everybody uses sticks, except for me. I use bolos. But I was at a class with Mish and with Carl, and I was watching people do Sinawali drills and banging around, and they're doing what everybody does. They were catching their wrists, they're catching their elbows, they're trying to get at each other, and they were doing Sinawali drills, and they're doing what I call windshield wiper. Now, of course, the problem with windshield wiper is if two people are doing it, they never cross. And if you've ever done Sinawali drills with a partner and you don't hear the sticks hitting because you're passing in the night, that's because you're windshield wipering. And I look at people and go, do you know you're actually striking? And if you're striking at the person, you can't miss. You can't miss your sticks. So if we just hold on for a second, we'll talk and have Mish grab another pair of sticks. And I just want to show you what I meant. If we're doing windshield wiper, we pass in the night because we're doing high-low and maybe we touch, and I have to sort of reach and go, oops, I didn't get it. Gee, oh, Mish, what do we, oh, there we go, yeah. Hey, there we go. And you're not learning anything. Because in real, when Mish is first striking, what I want him to do is he's striking at my head. So it looks like it's going to hit me, and if I don't do anything, I'm going to get zapped. So if he's striking at me and I'm striking at him, our sticks hit. We're striking up at each other's head. I'm not striking at his stick. It's that he's striking at my head. That's technically, from my point of view, that was a strike at his head. When we strike down, we're not going past each other, windshield wiper. I'm striking at his leg. He's striking at my leg. So the sticks hit. They cross. That's the hit. When we come back for the other hand, he's striking at my head, I'm striking his head, and Mish can follow that line right to my head. I can follow this line to his head, they hit. And when we strike low, we're striking at each other. That's why the sticks hit. Now I know that sounds like common sense, but then you watch people get to the floor and I say it, and we're back to windshield wiper. Oh, it's sort of hit. Oh, there I go. There we go. We got it. Oh, oops. And you see that happen all the time. Because it's not a windshield wiper. It's not an abanico from side to side. It's not abanico corto. It's a strike. Now I sort of gave you a secret when I just did that because my stick, and I stepped up to my stick and went over it. Single Sinawali and simple single Sinawali with a fold is what's going to lead to double Sinawali, and which is also going to teach you, and I'm sure you've heard me say it, I'm sure your instructor said it, you might have heard the old man, Professor Price himself say it. You need to step and body shift. I'm a real stickler on body shifting because body shifting gets you out of the way. What does that do with Sinawali? Well, if I'm body shifting, if I'm in here and I body shift, my power comes from my hip striking in. It has nothing to do with swinging my arm. And when I turn for a low one, if my hip turns it, my hip is driving it in and I'm at Mish. When I come in here and I can still, again, a little bit of off shift and shift. Oh, here it is, counter shift. And my stick hits because my hip is driving it in. Could I do it from the back side? Yes. My hip drives it in. And part of that is, where are you in space when you shift your hip? You know, it's not a science, it's not like it's carved in stone, but part of it is my hip drives it, my hip drives it. If I want to drive farther, I drive it with my hip, and as I drive my hip, I drop my hip. I'm going to have Mish come close to me for a minute. If I'm too far away, this is the sweet spot on the stick, right here. That's where I want to hit him. That's where all the power is. It's past his head. What I do, if I cock my hip and I drop my hip, I could bring that sweet spot right to Mish's head where normally it's past him. So I can look at him, I can drop it and bring it right into his head. What happens when I turn my hip? I don't have to swing at him. By turning my hip, I can strike him right in that sweet spot. Where if I swung my arm, it'd be way past him. So I drop my hip, bang, I drop my hip, bang, and he's hit. He goes to move, oh, bang. There's that second hit. Moving your hip, body shifting, can take care of range. Now let's go back to simple single Sinawali. Simple is we do high, we do low. Okay, we do high, we do low. Single Sinawali is a 3 count. It's high, low, and high. It's high, low, and high. 3 counts. Simple is 2 counts. Both of these lead to a different kind of cadence and also lead to where you're going to put your hands. What I mean by that is we're going to do simple singles. So we hit, we hit. So what most people do is when they're down here is they strike, and when they strike low, that's when they're going to clear their stick. So they don't even move it. They strike high. They go, as they're trying to strike low, they try to clear. Now, if you've ever been, notice that when we're doing that, we end up with all our sticks in the intersection at the same time. It gets rather crowded in here and they don't know where to go. So when I do it, what I learned was we don't want to be in that intersection, so we strike high. Okay, my stick is already cleared on the opening, so it doesn't matter. We strike low. As soon as I'm striking high, I've got this cleared. Okay, when we strike low, we're already cleared. We strike high, that's when I clear it. Not on the low line. I strike low, we're already cleared. I pick it up because I'm on the high line. If I clear on the high line, there's nothing to get in my way of clearing the stick. Or if I was doing a counter, so if we came in and we did high, we did low, right in here, Mish goes to swing. What's to stop me from doing 4 corner and picking up? Absolutely nothing, because my stick's not in the way. Or we're back down, we go to swing as we're coming in. If I haven't cleared my stick, it's on these, I can pop his knuckles. But if I've cleared my stick, I can truly just drop right in and hit that hand. So you learn to clear. Now, to go from simple single to with a fold. Because people go, I don't get how this works because double Sinawali is so different. But it's not. So back with our first strike. We strike high, we strike low. What do I do with what's in the intersection? Well, I don't actually have to clear. This is simple single with a fold. As I turn in the strike with me, it automatically, my hip pulls my arm back. It's clear. I clear my stick, and then when I strike down, everything's clear, I'm ready to striking. As we turn in, I just let it fold. The fold, it's my own body motion. My hip pulls it in. I don't have to clear. I clear the stick, I strike down. When we turn in, there's the pivot. The pivot does it. I strike. I'm striking at me. She's striking at me. And guess what? This position should look familiar to you because that's basically, we all get used to doing double Sinawali. The stick is folded underneath. How did I learn to do it? Well, I let my body do it. Could we recover and just turn and drop? Oh, look. We clear. Oh, we'd be right into double. But from here, can we go back to single? Sure, because we just drop. We let it fold. We clear. We strike low. So right there is the connection between simple single with a fold and double. Because all you have to do is end up making it a strike. And you end up with double Sinawali. But people go, I don't get the connection. The connection is you're not clearing your stick. The fact that I turn my hip and go to strike, my stick automatically clears. I don't strike down and then clear, which is what most people do. Because again, what's happening is any little pressure, I might, oops, hit my own stick. So while we're up in high line, when we first get that strike, bang, we strike down. When we fold and we're cut on the high line, we're trapped, all of this is clear. So we'll clear. Now from this under position, learning the clear means if I needed to, I could strike his knuckles. I could actually be going for double Sinawali and strike his other stick. Or I could learn to just clear and bring it up, and I have all this open space, as does Mish, that when we strike down at each other, there's nothing in the way. And again, watch Oli. As I go to strike and Mish strikes me, if we just turn our hip, neither of us had to recover. There was no pull the arm, there's no come by my elbow, there's no coming by my wrist. I just turn, I'm already cleared. I clear. Why? Because that way I have the open space to strike. And then when I strike, there's that fold again. Mish is the same fold. Could we go right to double Sinawali 34? Of course. Because we can either strike and clear, or we could clear and we could strike. And then bang. Because that's double Sinawali, right? Because bang, bang, bang. There's double. All on high line, of course. Back and forth, but you can play it. But you have to understand there's a connection. If you watch, what we're doing is body shifting. And that becomes now for double. And this is what got me into yesterday or the day before when I said, go get me a couple sticks. Yes, I waited for class to end. I wasn't a total old dinosaur jerk going, oh my God, what are you guys doing? What I wanted people to see was that people try to swing Sinawali, and the arms do weird things because they're trying not to hit themselves and trying to make the space work. You have to understand, Sinawali weaving, which is the weaving of the thatching on the roofs, is that I go to the target and back, to the target and back, and to the target, and it's horizontal. So I have a forehand strike to the target and back. I have a backhand to the target and back, and a backhand. These are moving parallel. These sticks don't hit each other. When I come for my fold, there's my hit. There's a forehand all the way through. There's a backhand. There's a backhand. It's a horizontal motion. The reason I say horizontal is because many of you have done Redonda X or twirling. And that's actually a forehand, forehand, forehand motion, not a forehand, backhand, backhand. And you have to understand there's a subtle difference. The backhand is, I'm striking a backhand motion. I'm striking a backhand motion. I'm not striking forward. So the only main motion that's what human beings use for power on open and close is I have an open position forehand strike. I have a folded backhand strike. I have a folded backhand strike. that's different than running forward. Now, you can see the line. If, I use this a lot when I'm talking about blade especially, if I pivot on my heels, which a lot of people do, this line coming at me, I never move off the line. It doesn't matter if I slide, it doesn't matter if I slide. My core, my center line is still there. That means if I was doing it at Mish, and he's striking at me, and my motion is I'm sliding to this, oops, I just got hit. If I tried to pivot off my heels, I still got hit. My center is in his line. If I'm on the balls of my feet and body shifting, and I go on a central line, around where the line is, when he's striking at me, if I'm on it goes right by me because I'm on the balls of my feet. If he goes to strike me then, and I'm on the balls of my feet, I've actually shifted offline. And looking at the camera, you can see that if I'm on the balls of my feet, I'm displaced. If I'm on the balls of my feet, I displace myself. I move to either side. Why is that important? Because one, my main mass is moving. I'm getting off the line of where he's trying to hit me, which I don't want to be hit. And my hands don't get all bound up. And what I mean by that is, when I get ready, if I strike, body shifting, I already moved to his right side. When I go to the target and back, and he does the same thing, when I strike my backhand and I body shift to the other side, I've crossed the center line, my hands have not crossed each other, and I'm clear. Now, we're all on high line. When I body shift to the other side, as does Mish, we've actually crossed the line. And my hands, so neither of our hands came in contact with each other. We didn't cross the lines, because our forward arm, our attacking arm, is in front of our body. And looking at the camera that way, what I meant was, I came across, I unfolded, and you can see me moving across that center line. So I'm displacing my body, I'm not where you expected me, I'm through, I'm all the way back to the other side, I'm back to the other side. And I'm crossing that line, making it harder for you to track me. I'm moving off on a different perspective each time to you from my striking zone. My hips are actually driving this forward, not my arms. And my hand, my lead attacking hand, is always in front of my body. Not back here going, whoo. I see some of you laughing. Because you know, when I did that, you can feel it. You've done that. You've hit your elbows. Coming across in the middle, you've hit your forearms, you've gotten tied up. You're going to move and go, whoo. Every time you do that, there should have been a bell going off in your brain going, bing, 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 bing. Whatever going wrong. You know, most of us do, we ignore it. Well, when we use bolos, you make that mistake, ooh, that's the tip of your elbow going clunk, 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 clunk across the floor. You can make that mistake once. Because otherwise you cut the parts off. But sticks, we ignore it. When I first started, I used to bang my elbows, I'd bang my arms, I'd bang my hands. Should have been a warning to me. And eventually it did, because I went, I'm doing something wrong. And I started thinking, how many times did Remy look and go, you step, and your body shift? But we do Sinawali drills, and we wouldn't step, and we wouldn't body shift. But everything else we'd step and body shift. I guarantee there was no fine print anywhere that said, oops, Sinawali drills, don't step, don't body shift. Those of you who trained with Professor Price, he used to walk around the room and he'd say it, and if you didn't do it, he just went, okay, well, that is good, you could do that. I had this kid come up to me and go, me and Dan, he goes, wow, he said I could do that. And we were like, wow, are you in trouble? Because, yeah, you could do that. That's not what he wanted to do, but you could do that. I learned the hard way, because I could do that. And he went, oh, Bram, what'd you do? I said, this is it, right? And he goes, well, you could do that. I'm like, there's a tone there that I don't like. That's like implying like that's not what he wants me to do. Guess what? It's not what he wanted to do. And he'd stand and go, oh, you need to step and you need to body shift. Need to step and body shift. I wonder if I need to do that on Sinawali drills. Yes, I do! Anyways, so you need to step and body shift. And I watch a lot of people get themselves cocked. You don't have to be. If you learn single stick with a fold, As soon as I strike, I just let it fold. I just let it drop. It's automatically folded. So there's the strike to his head and through. The next one is a backhand. We're going to do all high line, by the way, just so you can see. You can do high line, you low high, high low, won't matter. Now, as my hip turns, notice our arms went straight out. No problem. The lead hand, we go to turn each other. Look, we just have to drop it. What happens? It goes right to our body. We didn't have to try to recover it. It doesn't pop your elbows. So we hit, we go all the way through. What happens when we'll do low line? Look, it's no different. You unfold. Our arms, our forward arms in front of our body. They were nowhere near each other. What happens when I go strike again, and Mish does? It automatically unfolds. I just have to pick the tip up, and guess what? Bang! We're right there already. So you got to see that body shifting makes it work. Body shifting and the fold sets you up to go from simple single, which is high-low, to single Sinawali, which is high-low high. When you add the fold into it, that sets you up to connect the two, that you're actually doing double Sinawali. You don't have to tell someone, oh, I strike across, fold this under your arm, there it is, come from under, strike, put it underneath. You don't put it underneath. You don't have to tell them to try to go around and put it underneath. Just, if you learn to body shift, it automatically does it. You're automatically set up. No matter what you do, it's already there by body shifting, which is something he told her all the time. So just please understand, body shifting is really important. And I'll come back in a little bit and I'll show you something else we can do with it. Okay? Try this on your own.
Okay, so what'd you think? You like? You don't like? If you liked it, hit the little thumbs up down there. If you haven't subscribed already, hit the subscribe button. I'd love to hear what you think. If you comment in the comments below, I'll tag Grandmaster Bram Frank on this, and he can answer any questions that you have. Other than that, just hang out until next week, and I'll see you on the next video.